Welcome to a recap of the NFL for Week 10. We're over halfway through the regular season, so let's jump right into it. A crazy week overall, starting with the Jaguars beating the Kansas City Chiefs on Thursday Night Football 31-26. This was a crazy game, came down to the wire. Trevor Lawrence throwing it up for Christian Kirk with 31 seconds to go. He scored the game-winning TD. Evan Engram had 10 catches. ETN went off for 152 yards rushing. But the scary news, Clyde Edwards-Helaire left the second quarter with a elbow injury and will miss most of the season. First ever NFL game in Germany. The Broncos win it 19-16 over the Chargers. The Chargers lose 19-16 for the second week in a row, this time to the Broncos. Herbert, decent day. Russell Wilson carrying the Broncos to 3-6. Chargers fall to 4-5. Dulcich had a good day. Mike Williams, Josh Palmer for the Chargers, leading that category receiving-wise. The Colts, they get an upset. They beat the Ravens. Already the first three games we've covered, 3 upsets. And Jeff Saturday, first game as an interim head coach, gets the job done. Sam Ehlinger threw 2 picks, but the defense for the Colts holding Lamar Jackson as he threw 2 interceptions. Mark Andrews had 81 yards receiving. Nyheim Hines left the game for the Colts as both their touchdowns were rushing, one for Taylor, one for Nyheim Hines. The Eagles, they are not getting upset. They beat the Giants in a bit of a tighter game than most people expected it, 21-13 in the Meadowlands. Jalen Hurts, 22 for 35 for 227 and a TD. Sanders had a good day rushing. Kenneth Gainwell, but how about A.J. Brown, 115 through the air. The Giants, though, Daniel Jones was not a good day as they fall to 5-4 on the season, kind of slipping back in the NFC race. The 49ers, of course, no Jimmy Garoppolo, out for the season, so they start Trey Lance. They win it 28-12 over the New Orleans Saints. Good win for them. Trey Lance, 16 for 30, 145, had a rushing touchdown. But Christian McCaffrey, second game as a 49er, had 2 rushing TDs, 1 receiving, 3 TDs for him overall. Trey Lance, that should be a receiving touchdown, a passing touchdown, as well. Andy Dalton had 2 interceptions. The Jets, they beat Carolina with a 24-16 win. Good win for them. P.J. Walker could not get the job done in his third start of the season. Mike White, 212 a TD. Garrett Wilson, good day again. Breece Hall. P.J. Walker, 2 picks. Chuba Hubbard had the late rushing touchdown to put Carolina back in the game, but it just wasn't enough. And the Jets take the victory. They go to 4-6. Panthers drop to 2-7. The Dolphins, they hang on late to beat the Patriots 20-14, and New England was a challenger in this game. The Dolphins didn't look that great. Tua 27 for 35, very accurate though, 234, 2 TDs and a pick. Edmonds and Waddle were consistent factors in this win. Kyle Duggar had a 97-yard pick six to put the Patriots back in the game. Mac Jones didn't even throw for 100 yards in this game. Hunter Henry had the only offensive touchdown for the Patriots. The Lions, they sweep the Bears. They win it 31-10. Good win for them in Ford Field as the Bears are getting ready to bring back Justin Fields next week to face the Raiders in Mexico City. Simeon, bad day. Montgomery, decent day on the ground. But Jared Goff, 4 TDs, 2 of which to Josh Reynolds, who went out with 6 receptions, 113. Of course, those 2 big touchdowns for the Lions as they go to 4-1 on the season. The Steelers, they win 20-0. They shut out the Texans going into their bye week, and a pretty dominating victory for them as Houston in contention for the number 1 overall draft pick. Davis Mills, 103, 2 interceptions. Bad day for this Texans offense on a rainy day in Heinz Field. Kenny Pickett didn't look that good either. Deontay Johnson had a touchdown. How about Jaylen Warren getting more carries than Najee Harris? Of course, dealing with the elbow has been bugging him since the Jaguars game, so they kind of limited his gameplay today. Finally, Joe Burrow will beat the Cleveland Browns. He's now 1-5 against Cleveland, a 31-14 victory. Threw for 3 TDs and a pick. Taylor Britt had an interception return off Jacoby Brissett, who threw 2 picks as they get ready to bring Deshaun Watson in during Week 13 after his 12-game suspension. Donovan Peoples-Jones had a touchdown, so did Nick Chubb. Bengals 7-3, Browns dropped to 4-5. How about this crazy game? The Cardinals, 37-34, came down to the wire. The Rams decided not to go for an onside kick. Cost them the game. Stafford, 3 TDs, 3 interceptions. Van Jefferson, best game in his career. Kyler Murray also 381, 3 TDs and a pick. A rushing TD as well. Zach Ertz had 109 receiving yards, leading one for the Cardinals. Also, Taylor Rapp had a pick 6 for the Rams. America's Game of the Week on CBS. The Titans win 23-19 with a big upset over the Minnesota Vikings, who fall to 8-2. Tannehill didn't do great, but it was the defense that really helped, getting 2 picks off Cousins, who threw for 316 and a touchdown. KJ Osborne was the one, and Justin Jefferson didn't do too much in this game. Had only 6 receptions for 58 yards. Was not a big contributing factor in this Vikings game. So now a lot of teams will be looking how to stop him. The Packers on Sunday Night Football in Allegiant Stadium win it 27-10. Big victory over the Raiders. They needed that after their loss to the Cardinals in Week 9. Rodgers, 237, 2 TDs. Derek Carr threw 3 interceptions in this game. And Devontae Adams hasn't done much. The Raiders, high expectations for them. It has not gone their way. But the Packers trying to find some momentum as they take on the Bills next week. But for now, they go to 5-4, back above 500. Another big upset on Monday Night Football in Atlanta. The Falcons win 17-13, beat the Buccaneers with Marcus Mariota at quarterback. Threw for 195, a TD and a pick. Brady threw for a pick as well. Bernard had the only touchdown for the Bucs. So they fall to 5-4, but still lead the South. But you never know. The Bucs are on a really short week for the second time this year, playing on a Monday and then on a Thursday. Last time they did that, they lost on that Thursday. Here are the teams on a bye week. Commanders, Cowboys, who played each other. They both go on a bye. Seattle and Buffalo all on a bye for Week 10. So we'll see how they do in Week 11, getting a week off. Buffalo didn't even have to do anything, and now they're on top of the AFC at 7-2. Baltimore and Kansas City both lost. They're 7-2. Titans lead the South. Dolphins at 7-3. Cincy at 7-3. And the Colts at 4-5. Are currently the last team in positions 8 through 14. Well, realistically, 8 through 15 still got a chance. The AFC is wide open for anyone at this point. In the NFC, a little bit different, though. Eagles and Vikings have command. Seattle at 6-3. They lead the West. Tampa Bay at 5-4. Niners, Cowboys, Giants all there. Packers there as well. Realistically, 8 through about 14 have a good chance. So still, even for the NFC, a lot of teams can still sneak their way into that 7th seat to make the postseason. This is ASC signing off.